Okay, first, I need to apologize for the video quality and for having it pointed at the side of my computer. My plan was to use my telephone to record this stuff so I could actually show evidence, and it's too full, so I can't record anything more on it. Even though I bought a special tripod to hold my camera on my phone so that it points right at the screen. My camera on my telephone automatically adjusts, so it'll do things that my webcam can't. When I point it at the computer, it doesn't really ever focus. So this one is about the Jesus. No, I am not a Christian. My favorite character from any book ever is Jesus. Now, I'm a scientist. Science cannot prove nor disprove a God. At least not yet. But as a result, I don't believe in God and I don't not believe in God. I believe in the possibility of a God. There's a lot of stuff that, is in the realm of fantasy that people live with in their daily lives. Like the idea that living in a capitalist republic like we live in is Christ like. It's not. Now you can go to the book of Romans, and what does the book of Romans say? The book of Romans basically says that you should listen to authority even if they're corrupt. Lots of government officials like Romans. They love the book of Romans. When they want to play Christian, that's who they go to. The book of Romans. I believe that people should not do anything that Jesus did not do. The reason for that is because Jesus didn't do anything. As far as harm goes to other human beings, he didn't do anything. Now, others have done horrible things to each other and twisted the Jesus as their excuse. Slavery is one of these examples. We see a lot of this stuff from BLM about how slavery, is something that was prevalent in our society until about 200 years ago. It's not that old. It's not. Because we still have slavery today. The 13th Amendment did not eliminate slavery in the United States. It made it so that it was illegal, or if you were convicted of a crime, that you could be used as a slave. That's the 13th Amendment. I mean, literally, we got 4 million black people who were made homeless at the end of the Civil War. 4 million homeless black people. So they're not slaves anymore, right? Wrong. Here's the thing, the South immediately made laws to make it illegal to be homeless. Well, now you can pick up anybody who's black, assuming that they're homeless, and probably rightly so, because, well, you own them on your plantation, but as soon as you kicked them off, they didn't have a place to go. So you see them walking down the street, you arrest them for being homeless, you put them in a chain gang. Those anti homeless laws still exist. We changed all sorts of other laws, but those laws that were made specifically for hunting homeless people, those are some hardcore laws. They're followed by most states. If they want to be racist in the South, they'll use them laws that they created to go after homeless people, making every single aspect of the homeless person's life illegal. Things that you can do in the privacy of your own house, you cannot do out in public. And some of them, that's understandable. Some of them, however, are not. For example, you don't need to have sex on a friggin' park bench. There is no need for that. It's not necessary. But you do need to pee. Just because it's nighttime doesn't mean that somebody should have to hold in needing to go pee for 8 hours or more. There was a lot of homeless people that were not allowed to use the buses because they went to the bathroom at the Boulder bus station but did not get on a bus. If you got to go to the bathroom, you got to go to the bathroom. Jesus was a couch surfer. Okay? That's what he was. He was a traveler. He was a homeless person. Now, sure, he could always go back to his mom's house, which, by the way, she had a house that was built by Romans in a place called Ephesus. It's in Turkey now, but it used to be part of the Roman Empire. It's not far from Israel. Jesus in his lifetime served mankind. That's who he served. If he served his God in doing so, great. What I liked him for was how he treated other human beings. Now, there's 10 laws in the Bible, or there's a lot more laws than that. There's a shit ton of laws. But there's 10 commandments. 5 of those are how to not offend people, and the other 5 are how not to offend people's beliefs. So they're pretty good rules. You don't lie, don't steal, don't kill, don't bang your neighbor's wife. I mean, really, these are common sense. It's not like there's anything in there that doesn't make sense. If you go running around lying all the time, it puts people in a tough situation. I had to deal with a lot of people lying to me. A lot of people telling what they thought were little white lies, but they weren't. They were hurtful. When I needed them the most, all they could do is give me bullshit, empty promises. How much of that is a person supposed to take? From 2001 to 2015, I tried to live as Christ-like as I could. Not because I believed he was the Son of God, but because he was literally the best man that I had ever read about. I've read about a lot of people, but I like the story of the Jesus. It's my favorite story. Whether you want to put the Bible in the fiction section or the nonfiction section makes no difference to me. It is a good book. I just think that it's just a book. Now, that specific character, Jesus, I really like that dude. Look at the way that he treated other people. Now, there's aspects of his life that I am not for. I think alcohol is horrible. I think contributing to other people's alcohol is horrible. People do horrible things when they're on alcohol. Even if they're nice and don't do anything mean, they're still doing mean things to their own bodies, to their own minds. Alcohol is oxygen deprivation. You know what that means? It means it's depriving your most important organ, your brain, of what it needs to survive. Once you start losing brain cells, you don't get them back. When you screw up your brain real good because you did a lot of drugs, you've got about 2 years. And in that 2 years' time, as much as your brain is able to repair itself, that's as far as you're going to get, is that 2 years. After that, well, there's parts of you that are permanently changed. The reason for that is because your brain doesn't really repair itself. Once those cells are gone, they're gone. Your brain has to basically reroute itself, find different neural pathways to achieve the same job. If it's got to go around an area of your brain that's dead, well, how much of your brain is dead? When you were huffing them aerosols when you were 15, how many brain cells did you kill? When you were tripping acid in high school, how many brain cells did you kill? Did you test it a little or did you test it a lot? Now, there's a lot of people who are having issues because they literally have brain damage from drug use who are now being diagnosed as autistic. They're not. It's a severe quantity of drugs that they have taken that has destroyed portions of their brains. That is completely different. A lot of these people are in situations where they have to worry about violence or domestic violence. A lot of the signs that they exhibit that are considered autistic are also the same signs of PTSD, the same thing that we look for in PTSD, the same things that we look for in survivors of severe physical, mental, and sexual abuse, long-term abuse in specific. Abusing people just ain't right. At the same time, if you're defending yourself, it's not abuse, it is necessity. There's a lot of these people that were going to help me and never did, and they use their kids as an excuse. For many of these people, it was, hey, Sean, I need help. I can't do it myself. I have kids. So I helped them out. Then when they offered to help me and I expended resources, and I knew this was going to happen, all this stuff is stuff that I wrote about on my Facebook years before these things happened because they had happened with others. I understand human nature. I pay attention to human behavior. A lot of people think that autistic people are all stupid and social morons. Well, I am a social moron. I'll admit that. I'd rather not be in a large crowd of people because people are stupid. The fewer people you got, the less stupid it's going to be. You get a big crowd of people who are angry about something, you can convince them to do a lot of different things, especially when you got just a few key instigators. But what is with all this you should? And then the example that you give, you're saying that someone should be violent. When I say the things that I should do, that's not my personal opinion. That is what comes from you. That's what people type to me. I'm sharing that with you and relaying that to you, not adopting it as my personal opinion. When I say I should, I am referring specifically to popular opinion. And most of your popular opinions are stupid. They take away the benefit of the doubt or the requirement of evidence. Natalie Bollinger didn't think that lying was that big of a deal. Her friends and ex-boyfriends were doing horrible things to me. And when I asked her for help making it stop, these people had told her, like Tim Beeson, for example, he's getting a hold of me and threatening my family repeatedly. And that's not okay. He did this for almost a full year before Natalie was killed. Like 8 months. That's a long time. Now, he was getting a hold of me and threatening me, but he wasn't telling Natalie that. No, what did he do with Natalie? Oh, well, you should just ignore him. I'll take care of it. No, the fuck you won't. Natalie should have taken care of it. Natalie was a grown-ass adult. Natalie should have gotten off the drugs a long time earlier. But where was she getting those drugs? Tim Beeson and her dad, Ted Bollinger. And I'm sure there's many others. And they all had the same expectations of her. I get you the drugs, you give me the sex. Natalie's life was fucking horrible. Mine is horrible. When it comes down to it, either Natalie was going to die or I was going to. Because of her predators, because of her family and her friends, and the things that they were doing. They were making a bunch of fucking drama out of nothing. For her, she figured if she tells this one little white lie, that she won't get in trouble. The problem is that it wasn't just a little white lie that she told her parents or her mom. It wasn't just a little white lie that was spread to the police. It was a little white lie that because the police did not do their job in Virginia, became a bunch of bullshit in Boulder, Colorado, and Englewood, Colorado, and obviously Broomfield, Colorado, all over Colorado eventually. Because see, here's the thing. I had to deal with these predators before Natalie was ever killed. And while they're telling her whatever it is that they're telling her, Tim Beeson admitted that Natalie didn't know nothing about him calling me up to threaten me and harass me. If I'd have been able to take screenshots, I'd have sent screenshots of that to Natalie. Hey, Natalie, this is the shit that's going on. Put a fucking stop to it. I gotta go and try to get a different camera so that I can actually show evidence instead of just talking about it. It'd be nice if somebody would actually do something. My autism advocate is literally hundreds of miles away. I need somebody in person to help me. I need a safe place to work on these things, and I literally do need someone to help me. I need someone to help me go through this evidence. I need somebody to actually bear witness to the fact that I have this evidence. Because I'm not heard. I'm given the mentally ill treatment. If I'm that mentally ill that you can't take my fucking police report, then I should be in a facility, shouldn't I? I should be in a mental health facility if that is the case. Now they keep bouncing back and forth, calling me mentally ill when it suits them so they can run me over in court. And then I'm magically not that mentally ill because they're throwing me back out onto the fucking streets. This is all illegal. Y'all be safe.